From the death house of immaculate internet reception comes the digital live streaming found footage funk fest that is 2022's Deadstream. When a streaming pariah takes another stab at being famous, he gets more than he bargained for when he spends the night in a satanic slumber party of ghosts and goblins. Is duct tape the universal problem solver? Can a beef cam go limp in the mist? And at what point should you just point your finger at poetry and give up? I hope you guys have your cameras labeled correctly, checked your internet connection, and have your sponsored energy drinks on hand, because the Chuddle the Pod movie club is about to log on and tune into the Deadstream.
Not the Chuddle.
Chuddle. Surprise. Whoa. Oh, that's fantastic.
Fuck good. If what the actual fuck was a movie, out of the mist and into the fog, it's Chuddle the Pod. Welcome, Chuddle Club members, to a brand new meeting of the Chuddle the Pod Horror Movie Club. My name is Ross, and I'm joined by my cohorts of horror, Sam.
So,
Pick him up,
Bryan.
pick him up.
Pick it up. Oh my gosh. Well, tonight, gentlemen, we plug in our modems and pay our sponsorship, and we are going to, I don't know, pay our sponsors. Do we have sponsors?
yeah, we're going to pay our sponsors.
We're going to pay our sponsors. Pay our subscription. There we go. A subscription to our sponsors because the energy, whatever. We're talking about Deadstream.
Yes.
We did a boil down to this guy. And you know, it's actually kind of fun. The next two picks were straight up boil downs that we just really enjoyed. So it was like, why not make an entire episode out of Deadstream?
They're not in the feed anymore anyway, unless you're a patron.
Yeah, boy.
Unless you're a patron. Also, just to let everyone know, we like to keep it spoiler-free up top, and we will let you know when our internet connection is good enough to log into the Death House, and the spoilers start manifesting themselves. Last, but certainly not least, we have a patron. No, we don't. We have a Patreon with patrons. See, I did it last time. See, that was the thing that I messed it up, and I did it again. Thank you and shout out to our Coven of Witches who supply us with their life mana. We thank you for your beautiful souls.
Thank you for your delicious mana.
Mana. Well, in exchange, kind of like a devil pact, we leech their lives, and we give them, let's see, what do we give them? We give them exclusive content. We give them a Discord oasis. And some print and sticker goodies and all that fun stuff.
That's right.
All right, gentlemen. I think my AOL just kicked in. Let's open our goo book because the meeting is about to log right in.
What button do I have for this?
You
did it.
The goo book?
Oh.
The goo book. I don't think you had one. I thought it was like you were just jamming on two of them.
Yeah, it's two different buttons.
Oh, this is.
I have a button for
We're going into all-star territory with this episode.
Welcome.
Oh yeah. All right. First and foremost, let's go to our toe tagline for this film. A disgraced internet personality attempts to win back his followers by live streaming one night alone in a haunted house. But when he accidentally pisses off a vengeful spirit, his big comeback event becomes a real-time fight for his life.
I like how
It's fine. It's a little long. I would have left off the second sentence personally.
Right. And the tagline that they also have for it is your quick like, he's dying for followers. That's the only one that's listed on IMDb. Unlike last week, which Ross, you'll remember from being there with the Final Destination, there was like 14 different taglines.
Well, they were just cycling through them. It was kind of like a choose your own adventure. Depending on what 3D theater you went to, that's the tagline you got.
Every
It's like
theater I
Pokemon,
go
you
to is
collect all of them.
3D. When I'm in there, I'm like, this seems normal.
God damn it.
Sorry.
All right. Yes. Just contemplating the idea of I mean, I guess all movies are 3D movies when you're watching them in a theater.
Yeah.
When you're existing.
I'm in 3D.
When you're just existing on this plane.
Not all the movies are in 3D, but all the theaters are in 3D.
That's true.
Yeah. That's very true.
Everywhere I go is in 3D, baby.
Well, Deadstream movies are made by people in Phantasms. Who made this one? That is going to be Joseph and Vanessa Winter.
Yeah.
Wrote
Shout out.
and directed this.
I'm just going to say it. Friends of the pod.
They also did a phenomenal segment in VHS 99.
Yes,
Yes,
the best VHS segment,
one.
in my opinion,
Yes.
of all of the VHSs.
Come at us.
Right. And our amazing top cast, this is fantastic for me because they're not in Italian this time. And I'm only doing like 3, honestly. We have Joseph Winter as Sean. Honestly, as Sean Ruddy, we have Melanie Stone as Chrissy, and got to give props to Jason K. Wixom as the Corner Man. And I think he's also one other critter in there too.
Critter Man.
Critter Man.
He's Critter Man. He's also Addict Man. And I believe he was Porch Man as well.
Porch Man and also Cellar Man.
Crawl Space Man as well.
Yes.
Incidentally,
Hey,
nothing
Bryan.
new with vents. His children are the vent babies.
Oh, Corner Man's children are vent babies. I can
There
be
you
on
have
board
it.
with that.
Want me to
There
hit
you
my
have it.
button?
Heard it here first.
Yeah. Why'd you smash that one button?
Fatality.
All right, on a scale of 1 to 10, the psycho to the sadness, how gory is Deadstream? What are we giving Deadstream? Sam?
So thanks for picking me first, because as always, this question snuck up on me, and I haven't thought about it till now.
Nuh-uh.
But for intensity, I will give it probably a 4.
Okay.
And for consistency, I'd give it like a 3. So a 7 on the gore meter.
Yeah. I had it around the same one. I had a intensity was 4 and then consistency was 3.5. So it's a notch higher, but around the same ballpark.
Yeah.
What about you, Brad guy?
Yeah, I'll give it the same. A 4 for intensity and a 3 for consistency. So we all sit right at the same point.
Oh, look at us. We love
Look
each
at us
other.
like being little
Oh, it's like we can finish each other's blood sandwiches.
apple pie.
Apple pies. Oops.
Who is the horror forward?
Oh, right. Ooh. All right, let's dive into this apple pie. No, I can't do that. I can't do the apple pie thing. Okay, so like, what horror subgenre would you? What do we categorize in this? What kind of genre are we putting this into? Haunted house movie,
Horror comedy, found footage.
horror comedy, found footage for sure.
That hits it. If you like, I mean, if you want to
Those are the big
compare it to other movies,
3.
Evil Dead 2, found
Yes.
footage style, like with a streamer. Like that's if you really dig those vibes. One of the things
You're
that
gonna
we
love
talked
this.
about
It's
in
like
our
Ash Williams meets, I don't know, Mr. Beast, who's an internet guy.
well, yeah, just think of like, yeah,
I was
it
gonna say
Ash
screaming
Williams grew up in a
5-year-old.
time where like he was going to be a streamer, like that
Yes.
kind of personality and that ego inflated through streaming and stuff. Yeah, versus meets Mr. Beast, whatever. I think what we noted in the Boiled Down, if you want to become a patron and listen to that episode, that's like our first reaction, which is funny. I listened to that, and the movie came out the day that we recorded it. So we were like fresh.
Oh, wow. I wasn't there.
Yeah.
You weren't there, and we even said at one point, like, I didn't even look up who did this movie. We didn't even credit.
No, we literally watched it, and the second we finished watching it, we hopped on and recorded.
But anyway, something that I said in that I think, yeah, it really hits well on being a horror and a comedy. It does a really good job of like hitting those two things very, very well. So if you're looking for that and found footage style, sorry to just ramble on about.
No,
real
No,
quick.
you're 100% right. Because
Patreon, join it.
Do it. Listen to it. It's fantastic. You get a lot more first reactions, stuff like that. How are we going to watch this? I don't know if we brought that up in the boil down.
No, we did not. That was not a thing.
This is for me personally, this is either or. I feel like you get enjoyment from a group or watching it alone or with one or two of your friends. I think this is one of those universal. You're probably going to enjoy it no matter what the ecosystem is with friends and stuff.
Yes, I agree.
I concur. Is it for beginners? I would say yes, to be totally honest with you. I feel like it's gory and goopy, but it's enough hokey for it to really like not be way over the top for someone first getting into horror movies.
The biggest complaint I see about it, because the one of the like horror groups that I'm on Facebook is a found footage horror group, which is mainly, there's a lot of bad, in my opinion. I don't like a lot of the found footage out there. That's why when I find one that I like, I really like it. Like I feel like when it can be done well, there can be some really cool shit. But I think a lot of it isn't that good because of how accessible it is. Anyway, that's another story. I don't even know what the fuck I was going to say here. Like I think
for criticism you've seen of the movie.
Oh, is that people really dislike the character of Sean? And I'm like,
I've seen that too.
That's like if try to like I try to like,
do you not get that he's meant to be like,
right? He's meant to be
he's like likably shitty though. Is the thing.
He's supposed to be
you
like
do have to find a charm to it, and if you don't, then
I guess you can't. But I feel like there is a charm. Like, there's something endearing, especially
that
comes also out throughout the movie. You know what I mean? Because
it grows.
It grows on you. Yeah.
Well, let's say we're still in like. What question are we on?
Oh, Jesus Christ. For beginners? Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's for beginners. Go watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, next one takes us.
Do you guys hear that? I didn't leave the window open this time.
We never do anymore, guys. We're going to remember one of these days.
All right, let's just crack this guy open. All right, we got the Chuddle Harbinger of Doom. Gentlemen, what's he saying?
If you don't like pee stuff, maybe. Bodily fluids.
Yes, pee.
Yeah.
Porn.
Fluids.
There's nothing that stood out to me more than normal. Really, it'd be the found footage thing. Maybe if
nostril stuff.
See somehow the camera movements maybe bothering somebody.
Yeah, it's a little bit gooier, but I mean, it's nothing too extreme in any one direction. So I think there's nothing too triggering. If there is, let us know.
So.
Please jump it in.
Yes,
jump it in,
please.
jump it out.
Let us know so we can tell you again at a later point. All right, so we didn't throw our spark plugs out, so I really think that we should rev this car up because we're about to head on to the.
Spoiler zone.
Already. My IMDb behind the scenes, it has literally two things. I do not have the Blu-ray or DVD of this, which I'm assuming would have a lot more information about the behind the scenes of this film. So the only two that I've got is the spirit board that is used in the movie has Klaatu Varata Nikto written on top, originating from Day the Earth Stood Still and in Army of Darkness. Also, this Deadstream was filmed in the same house as the 1999 HBO film Made Men, starring Jim Belushi, Michael Beach, and Timothy Dalton.
There's two more other little things, There's like a little spoiler. We're in the spoiler zone under the IMDb.
There we go.
This was something I mentioned before we ever noticed this. There was like no trivia, obviously, at the time when we looked at it, but I noticed this on my first watch. Yeah.
Had a lot of different like little Easter eggs kind of. And this one is, it says dead inside, hinting at her being a supernatural entity. Also, this movie, while not directly associated.
I didn't notice that.
This movie, while not directly associated with Sam Raimi's Evil Dead series, seems to borrow heavily from the series. Both main characters sever a body part, summon spirits using an incantation, and both leads get covered in miscellaneous body fluids, and both employ slapstick comedy.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you could clearly see the love letter to Evil Dead 2 in this Yeah, absolutely.
Sam, did you watch it with commentary? I heard they've been commentating. They were commentating.
It didn't hold my focus, so I stopped watching it.
Cool.
But I watched a few of the behind the scenes things, and also I had already listened to tons of interviews with the Winters on different podcasts.
Oh, sure.
So a lot of the stuff they were saying, I felt like I had already heard before.
Mm-hmm. Oh, totally understand. They're good friends of ours, so they just haven't had time to
right.
jump
That's
over
what I meant,
this.
actually.
100%.
That's fine.
None of that's true.
No, shut up, Ross. I'm cutting that out.
Now, we've kind of already brought this up. Who picked it? Why? And history. I thought it was it's obviously my pick this cycle, but it's kind of a no-brainer because we did a boil down of this. I think in the boil down, we're like, this fucking needs to be an entire episode for sure. Did I not say that?
I don't think so.
I have no idea.
You never listened to the episode?
No, I never listened.
I listened
to
it after I watched it.
I listened it up. I listened it up. I listened
to that up
to prep for this episode. I listened to our episode to prep for our episode.
prep for the actual episode. No, but I mean, like, I think I think it was one of those where getting really enticed by the advertising through Shudder, I feel, when Deadstream kind of came out, was like kind of perked interest. And like, honestly, like we watched it like at midnight when the movie came out and then recorded like the following day or something like that. It was done same day as it like released, right, Bryan?
It was all coming from you because it was you and I needing to cover something for a boiled down episode. And I think it was literally the day of. And you said this came out. I didn't know shit about it going into it. I was like, Deadstream, cool cover.
Done.
I'm on board. I think I read like the first sentence of the blurb about it. A streamer going into a haunted house, whatever they say. Cool.
Sold.
And just threw it on and watched it. But yeah, ever since then, I will say we did a thing where we did it like once and never did it again on other boiled downs where Ross and I rated it. And I think we both gave it like a 4.5 at the time, being like, yes, just like on first, like,
and you just watched it like an hour ago.
Yeah. So like we were digging it on then. So obviously it's held our attention since, because almost coming up on a year from when it came out. We're covering it again. Yeah,
you guys had recommended it to me, and recommended, like, you're like, don't listen to it, watch it first.
Yes.
And I didn't get around. I think it came out in like October, right? And I watched it maybe in December, so not long after. But it was when I was trying to catch all the movies on the top list for the year to make sure I didn't have any gaps. And I saw it, loved it. It's only grown on me since. And we all had it somewhere in our top 5 of 2022 last year when we did
that's very true.
If not like the top 3 maybe.
It was up there.
Yeah, it was up there for
mine was 5 at the time because I had only just watched it.
That's true. You're still fresh on it. See, that's what it does.
Right. I was on that 4.5
exactly.
that you guys were at.
Perfect. Well, let's just get into it.
Fuck me.
Movie talk.
Oh.
Okay, so from the beginning of this fucking movie, Wrath of Sean legitimately looks, has the texture, the smell, carbon copy of a YouTube channel streamer. Like the second from, oh my God, like it was almost uncanny. You know what I mean? Where it's like in a lot of found footage movies where they try doing streaming or they're trying to do someone using YouTube or what's the other streaming service they use
Twitch.
On this guy? Twitch.
Well, on this one,
Livid.
Livid is a made-up service, but it's basically
like
Twitch.
YouTube. It has like a veneer of hokey to it. And this, out of all the other insane shit going on, this was so grounded that I was like, okay, like this reads, like this actually feels and is edited like it's some crazy YouTube influencer.
Oh yeah, the way like the quick cuts, like slowly or quickly jumping in on his face when he's saying things and slowing down and repeating, and the way all that's done is, it feels authentically YouTube. And I love the opening line, like, it just starts. And it's like, I'm Sean Ruddy and I'm human garbage. And he flips the lid down and then we get the Wrath of Sean. Like, it's just like, all right, let's fucking go.
dude. And then like the idea of all the critiques.
A horror movie since the first half of Ghost Dad.
Oh, the first half of Ghost Dad. I do also like that, like he addresses really early on, because it made me think of like was it Logan Paul or like some of these, like all these streamers. There was a whole rash of them that came out. They were doing all of these exploits, and then like they did something so horrendous it offended everyone, and they got ostracized. Which obviously
all
this
of them
happens.
Have apology videos.
All of them
ridiculous.
too, and we never really know. I mean, you know, later on in the movie, but you don't know from Jump Street what the spark of this was. But right. Dude, him like fighting off all of the fucking bad reviews and all the things, and then him doing like Logan, and then just just the fucking apology video is so stupid and amazing.
We don't see the apology video, do we?
No, they show like a fucking little
thumbnail that
of
exists.
It. Yeah, it goes ta-da! Also, I audibly laughed out loud when he was talking about he got the new sponsor, but then he was talking about, I'm not in it for the money. And then all of the merchandise for his store
wrap around
his entire face.
You can buy all that.
Yeah,
absolutely. Although, okay, the only thing that I couldn't find out of all of the merchandise and all the insane shit that they talk about, honestly, I wanted Sean Carpenter's playlist on iTunes. It's not on there. I couldn't find it.
Oh, his songs?
Yeah, he says exclusively on iTunes. Yeah. Well, you hit it on the head. I already said it, Sam. Sean is completely mortally terrified of ghosts. And he is going to do the one thing that he thought he'd never have to do, and that's spend a night in a haunted house. I love his mom's paranormal go bag for his sleepover at the house too.
Yeah, that's
fucking fantastic.
Because
I love the pacing of that, the editing, the flow, the music, lighting, everything.
Because honestly, everything reads a YouTube video from a dude. I think we all had a really nice, well, at least I know for me personally, had a huge crash course in that during the pandemic, where it was like, I got really accustomed to YouTube creators and stuff like that, because we started off with like Bob Ross videos and then kind of slowly went into like craft videos and a bunch of just like the YouTube format of editing and all that kind of crazy shit. So like for me, this hits so accurate to the real world.
I feel like I've been watching YouTube forever. I don't know. I watch a ton of YouTube. So.
Yeah. I also like the catch with the sponsorship too, is that if he hears or sees anything out of the ordinary, he has to investigate it, and if he doesn't, he loses all of his funding.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Just
addition. This whole like opening 25 minutes, whatever it is, before things start getting in, it's all exposition. And there's a lot of it to be done. It's done really well, and like
so good,
it's well and fun, and gets through it. And there's a lot of stuff that just is you think is forgettable or pops up later, and stuff that's obvious. You know,
a whole lot of foreshadowing, a whole lot of. I think you actually bring down the boil down. I'm going to keep on referring back to the boil down, so you might as well just get onto the Patreon now and listen to it. This
episode is sponsored by Chuddle the Pod's Patreon.
Patreon. The fucking shirt with the caption, what is the black text where it's like on this date. What? Oh, God damn it!
The Blair Witch style thing.
Yes, the Blair Witch style shirt.
As the streamer went missing, the footage was never found, and
totally. I think I vowed to buy it then. If it's still available after this recording, I'm definitely going to be buying that T-shirt.
That's funny. I plan to get the disappearance shirt written down as well, and it was available last I looked. But I'm like, how many? Because I also want a Wrath of Sean shirt, and I already have the Evil Dead homage shirt. So, like, how many Deadstream shirts do I want is my problem.
I think, all of them, just so you have backups. You know what I mean? Like, you wear one out, switch it out.
Sure.
So we're staying at Death Manor, the most haunted house that he could kind of get away with filming inside of. Also, I like the fact he just goes like, I've had nervous poops all week.
Yeah. Makes me giggle every time.
And I think the level of... It's like this, all YouTubers have this like the gusto. So it's like, okay, so like I have this scenario. How do I make this more interesting for my viewers? And I think with this, where he's setting up all the cameras and he's doing all this kind of stuff, him throwing out the spark plugs, just throwing them directly into the woods, and then like him when he gets actually into the building, he like pries it apart and then padlocks it and then throws the key down the thing. It's just so over the top that while you're watching, he goes, "Oh, that's terrible. Oh, that's gonna completely bite him in the ass."
This is
like,
a bad idea.
Right. Yeah. Very obvious. Like, okay, so we'll be coming back to these places.
So also we get a kind of nice.
I mean, I was like that. This is once he gets into the house and starts setting up cameras and everything. We also start, through this, we're getting the backstory of what the manor is, and
totally
again talking to the live stream, the authenticity to how it feels and everything. I do like. It's paced very well. It feels like it
totally.
just seems like you're hanging out watching this dude going out and streaming, and of course this is the time to start learning about everything while he's putting everything
and it's really
up.
nice too as he's setting the things up. It's just like even on his ginormous iPad of stuff, like he's pumping in clips for us to watch. He's kind of doing, and you see him doing the process of doing
well
it
planned out,
super well planned out.
He's got his own music that he made that he plays
Sean Carpenter's playlist
cassette thing,
which is a great way to get like a soundtrack into a found footage film, which is again that's like one of the other big complaints that found footage people have, is that if there's music of any sort playing,
it's like why would that be there unless it's ambient sound? So what you're saying, Bryan, kind of leading into this house was built in 1880 and it was built for a Mormon's daughter named Mildred Pratt, who committed suicide in the house, and many deaths followed after her subsequent death. Also, he likes to say that someone died on the outside of the house just recently, it was like a year or two ago before this, and their face was eaten by rats. Okay, also, in that one little clip, we also get Sean screaming. Oh my God, he's a scream king, and I'm gonna hold that, like, he is absolutely a scream king in this film.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because to me this whole beginning part is him playing at being scared and like pretending to be scared.
Oh, sure.
For the audience,
right? For the audience, naturally being startled.
His like part of the sort of the grift, or not grift, but entertainment, whatever,
Right.
Yes,
whatever it is.
It's like, but
we slowly see him become genuinely terrified
as the movie goes on. But what's so funny though is that like it's all the same kind of pitch. You know what I mean? It's just this shrill, like 5-year-old squeal. All right, so breaks into the house, and mind you, the house itself is like barricaded through a lot. I mean, like there's an entire section that's like logs and barbed wire. There's, I think, the only exit after he locks himself in is the upstairs window in the nursery is the only open window in the entire building.
And so this is a genuinely shitty house that they found to film in. Like they didn't need to do much to a lot of the rooms. Most of downstairs they just did like set decorating. Upstairs they added like fake walls to make the hallway, but outside when Sean's walking on that stuff where the barbed wire is and the shitty deck and stuff, that was all just there.
That's amazing.
So apparently they were worried about him while he was like running around trying to film that, because it was also hazardous.
Super hazardous. Which is fucking, I love that, adds to the gusto of it. And then as he gets in the house, he's explaining a little more. 11 more people died in the house before it was boarded up in 1956. Another key element in this that really separates it from other found footage films, his banter with his audience on live stream is fantastic. Like, that is so fucking funny. And I like how in a lot of scenarios, his audience is making him do shit. And he's just like, God damn it. All right. Okay, fine. I'll do it.
Well, yeah. Like if like a noise will happen, he's supposed to investigate it, but his audience will call him out that like, there's a noise. You got to go check it out. Oh my God, you're right.
Oh, totally. And then like helping him out throughout the entire movie.
That's the other fun thing that they do is, it's a typical audience. There's going to be people in there doing that. There's like, I love the whole time you have people calling them out, making fun of them, calling them crater face and all that kind of stuff. And there's so many like good, real, authentic moments like that. Yeah, exactly.
It was still acne. Oh my God. Oh yeah. So we get some intravenous drugs on the first floor. We get a kitchen tour, and we get a foreshadowing meat cleaver just still hanging up. What was it? On the ground floor in the kitchen.
There's a band name.
Meat cleaver. Dibs Mildred's Meat Cleaver is definitely going to be the name of the band.
Something about that sounds dirty.
It's real raunchy. They get hung up on a lot of the details. We get the master bedroom, which is connected directly to it. We also get I love this whole setup because we get duct tape. Pro tip. And duct tape is his BFF throughout this entire fucking movie.
Mm-hmm.
We also get the introduction to Corner Man in the ghost story here because a guy died in this room while seeing another entity or man in the corner. And then a whole lot of like repetitive, the pond is still.
Pond water is still.
This also leads to one of my favorite things about this movie. We get the iPad lifting in front of the POV to show where the corner is. Holy fucking shit. The times where he holds up his iPad to show the audience and then drops it back down and then picks it back up and then drops it back down is that...
Well, he's doing that to look to see if he can see a ghost on the iPad, right?
Not in the beginning. In this scene, he's just showing where it's like the ghost photo is, and then he drops it back down. But later on, like the video cameras are recording ghosts, but he physically can't see them in front of him, so he has to like hold up and kind of monitor that, which is also super fucking creepy.
Right. Yeah.
All right, so Mildred hung herself at the top of the stairs. Okay, so obviously Corner Man is creepy as fuck, but the second floor is like the ghost gusto. Nursery's got a big body count. Nursery had two babies and 3 kids die in it. Does have an open window. I do love the this is when he starts kind of putting in like clips of paranormal investigators and stuff like that have been in the house. So it's like found footage within found footage. I love the kid one in this. It goes, I do not condone children in paranormal research.
Yeah. Well, I love the line after that where he says, despite what people say, there are further depths that I could sink to.
It's so good. Oh, God. And then we get to the bathroom where the funky bathroom where the last death happened in 1955. And we get the EVP recording, which says Mama or Pond Water. Or was it Bond Mother?
Pond Water.
But was it like
Bond Mother? That's what he says when he's like, yeah, you're right. It could be.
It could be Pond Mother.
It's definitely Pond Water, though.
Pond Water.
So I love one of the things watching this again was when he's walking around the house talking about Mildred. He's kind of like shitting on her a lot when she comes up, like it's kind of mean about her. And now knowing that she's just like kind of hanging around, hoping she can get to him. Well, because I think one of his lines it's something like, well, back to pathetic Mildred and her sad poetry.
Yes. He's just shit talking her the entire time. Because he goes into how she lived in the house for 8 years at this point. She met like a publisher. She was supposed to get out. And then he just suddenly died. So she then like 2 days after her beau dies, she hangs herself. I really do like the fact that even after she manifests herself in this movie, he's still shit talking her the entire time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It'll come up.
Yeah. So we have, and obviously we know this later on because of the Hamza in the actual room. There is only one room in the entire house that no paranormal activities ever happened in, and it is his safe room that he sets up. So he gets all of his pee bucket and all that fun stuff set up.
Well, the pee bucket's just in there. He wasn't planning on having a pee bucket, I don't think, because it's on the rope, right? He just because he dumps it out, there's like shit in it.
I don't know if that was that bucket, because there's a well bucket where he gets I don't know if it's the same pee bucket, though.
I don't know.
Maybe I gotta watch it like the 14th time. There's a lot of buckets in this movie. There's a lot of buckets indoors. of various sizes.
Yeah, we should have mentioned if you're a Buckethead, this is a good one.
If you listen to Buckethead,
if you are
Buckethead, you're gonna fucking love this.
This is a good one.
So at this point, he goes into a safe room and then starts setting shit up. That's when he sees the Hamza in the closet. He throws it down because he thinks it's some kind of insane satanic symbol.
He says, if something bad happens to me tonight, I guarantee it's because of this thing.
The only thing protecting him. It's just so fucking Ash. It's just so good. I like he goes, and yes,
with the except like Evil Dead 2, this whole first part of all this setup we get is virtually silent. He's just like by himself a lot. You know what I mean? So totally. The big difference for this one to me is like how chatty he is, because he's got to talk to his audience who's all streaming, and then he also goes in chats with everyone, and like it's a new dynamic to sort of a similar thing.
I love his line. He goes, and yes, I did make a wheel of stupid things for this.
Yeah, love the wheel of stupid things.
So he gets the seance, and then he kind of goes into more elaborate detail, and then everyone in the house who died is basically kind of stuck there. He grabs that fucking clown doll, is so good and so creepy.
And he's excited about it.
Yes.
Interested in the money right away.
Dude, 100%.
So just show you that he's not like really scared of anything that's happening right now. He lets that facade down pretty quickly to be like, oh dude, see if this is worth anything.
He says, and I quote, Red Rover, send dead babies right over. is his
trying
seance.
To be like a funny internet guy, though, you know what I mean? He's like clearly said that for his audience,
right? Totally
funny,
because his audience are probably around the age that wonder what a boob feels like.
Oh my god! But this is what's really good too, because then this shit starts popping off, because we get that loud ass thud, and then him scream running away. Like at this point, like the outside thing may have been a little like crazy, but that legit was like the first time he actually gets startled, and you see him just like fucking haul ass out.
Significant thud they had there. Also, we're learning a little bit more about Sean after he finds the doll, when he says, "Should I be offend the clowns wearing whiteface? I'm always out of touch with the rules on these things."
Oh, yeah.
Like,
you piece of shit. You fucking piece of shit.
This fucking guy.
Yeah.
And then, of course, to double up on him being an asshole, this is when he fakes being possessed.
Which is great. I love that moment.
Oh, dude, yes. And then, like, dude, also, like...
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take that out of my internet personality. I just don't need, I'm out of touch with the rules guy.
Oh, totally. He's just a complete, most of this movie, he's a complete douche nozzle.
I would say even in his moment of clarity, but we'll get to it.
Oh, yeah. 100%. Oh, yes. No, like, it's not, I think what's great about Sean as a character is that, like, he's not really supposed to be a good guy. And even how he gets out of this is not what a good, like, he literally, okay, we'll get to it. But, like,
well, something we said in The Boiled Dad again is that, like, he goes from being a douchebag to just a douche.
Yes, absolutely. I will totally 100% agree, double agree with that.
I'm gonna just like round off those hard edges a little bit.
Right. And I love the unnervingness of, okay, so it took a few times watching this where he's taking a pee in the bucket while he's just like humming and like strolling to his thing and just kind of like meandering.
Oh, you didn't notice the ghost walking through while that's happening?
Well, all the alerts and stuff. As in, like, I noticed them, but then the comments underneath, like, holy shit, watch this. What the fuck? Oh my God, watch this.
Oh, I love all
and
that
he's like,
shit.
what?
Right.
And then he's like, and then I just, dude, the screenshots of the ghostly figure in the hallway. I love it that he calls his, like, the viewer's bluff, and he goes to rewatch the fucking video and then legitimately fucking freaks the fuck out. Like, he runs to the closet, puts blanket overhead.
Oh yeah, safety
and that's
closet.
When his fans diligently remind him, "You'll lose your sponsor, Sean, if you don't go out there. You made the rules. You got to check out." And it's like, all right, so I can just like go to the hallway.
That's my favorite. I love this. He's like, I'm not losing my sponsors again. So technically, I just have to go to that spot and run right back. Okay, like a Hobbit's tale, I can do this.
No, he goes there and back again, like a hobbit's tale, because that's the line from the Hobbit.
Oh, dude, he pulls out the paranormal kit and then he grabs the cross. Oh, dude. Okay, so the hall, when he goes to the hall,
is this when he grabs garlic as well? No, that's
a little later. Yeah. This is when he walks out. He hears the thumping and then the fucking fast footsteps running towards the door, and then it opens. Oh,
the sound design
really good
throughout the creeping when you're like wondering where stuff is, and it gives you a feeling of where the sounds are, which is great.
Yes. Oh, dude, 100%.
It's not like flat. You're like, was that over? I think it was like, you think there's a certain section of the wall that it came from.
Wall sites.
And then obviously in his complete panic, this is where he fucking smashes the Hamza. And then out of nowhere, simultaneously,
immediately,
we get Superfan. It's Mildred. I mean, Chrissy. QuizCat94 shows up and freaks the fuck out of him. I like the fact that he says, I'm a freaking salt lick for ghosts. Oh, this is also one of my favorite things too, is that I don't know if he says it now or later, but he talks about him swearing and then being like, yes, where he's like, I think it's like right when he gets to the house, he drops like a fucking
three strikes.
It's 3 strikes.
Get demonetized
after this one.
Yeah.
I like in the movie.
And that's just a rule he made up too. Like, it's not something that it seems like
it's a rule for like livid or something like that.
I think it's a livid rule. It sounded like.
Okay.
So like you get demonetized if you start swearing, which I love. When he swears in this movie, he under his breath says like, all right, strike one.
Strike. That one didn't count.
That one didn't count. Oh my god. He also said, I'm a freaking salt lick for ghosts. And then obviously fucking they all ask for Chrissy to stay. And then we get the Chrissy cam. So him naming all of these cameras, even in the most tense situations, is one of my favorite things, because we get one of my favorite camera names of all time.
I bet I know what it is, but we'll find out. Oftentimes, when I think I know, you surprise me.
Just write it all over again.
I'm a big fan of hallways. I really like hallway cam.
It's like I get to watch Skinamarink in Deadstream.
In Deadstream, it's fucking great.
That's my fucking favorite, man.
Oh god. Okay, so we already know something's off, because like when Chrissy disappears and then reappears was just scaring the bejesus out of Sean. I thought was fucking great. Also, it's foreshadowing before this night's over, I'm going to kill Chrissy. In Scooby-Dooing around the master bedroom, they find a secret room that also happens to smell like dead feet.
Yeah, it smells like dead feet. But when they are checking out the room, Sean's like going to check out the closet. He sees the closet. He's like, "Oh, I'm good at checking out closets." And goes over to do it, which is just a very funny line.
So funny.
It's like there's so many lines like that that are just sort of quick. He's thrown away because he's got to keep chatting, keep the audience engaged.
Oh yeah,
like I'm sure I'll find new stuff every time I watch it for a while.
All right. Obviously, knowing that Chrissy is Mildred, this entire scene showing off her trunk is the funny. Like, I like the fact the whole point of that was for them to find the trunk and for him to recite poetry on live stream. And then him just immediately shit talking. I don't want to fucking read that. Hey, maybe you should read that.
Yeah.
Her like continually insisting about fucking God, the shit sucks. And you could like the look on her face too is great because she's fucking like just like super pissed. No, it doesn't. All right, so we also get like a fucking RPG game. We get a box that can't open itself. We also get we get a satanic journal of Mildred, which is fun. And a mummified cat.
Well, it's not a satanic journal, right? It's just her book of poetry.
No, because it has the spell and stuff in there, and there's all like different like
that like falls out
scratchy incantations of stuff. There's like weird scribble scrabbles of like symbols and shit in there too. How about half Satan? She started off with poetry. It took a real hard right turn.
Satanic poetry.
Satanic poetry.
I'll take it.
Yeah. So they do. Of course, they got to do the goddamn wheel. We get a Ouija board and the EVP.
Yeah, they spin it and it lands right in the middle. And Sean's like, let's respin it. And she's like, no, we have to do them both.
We have to do them both.
Which actually makes sense to do an EVP while doing a Ouija board, doesn't it?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, that would actually kind of make sense.
If anyone's chatting.
I like the immediate when she's like, I want you to repeat something in Latin. And he's like, I'm not repeating anything in a foreign language.
Yeah,
that's not happening.
Repeat after me. Yeah, she says like 3 words. He's like, no, I don't say things I don't understand.
No, not even close. And then he's like, okay, all right, fine, maybe. And that's immediately when we get the ginormous thud
Mm-hmm.
in the
Elmer thud.
In the thud. Was it in the bathroom? Up? I don't know. I don't know
where it came from.
Yeah. Chrissy goes, it is. Because Chrissy goes up to the bathroom, the planchette moves, and then like he completely loses track of her because everything fucking glitches out. She goes upstairs.
Well, is that when he's like, well, you go check it out. He's like,
you're a strong, independent woman.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not making her go. She's a strong, woman. She's a strong, independent woman, and she's choosing to go alone.
Yes. Totally. And she makes that really weird, like, what was it? Don't worry, Sean. I have a feeling you won't be afraid anymore. And then just like stares at him and then just walks off. I'm like, oh, okay, obviously this is ominous. And we're all completely right because he goes upstairs and gets jump scared. And then it completely dawns on him and goes, how do you know all of the nooks and crannies of this house if you've never been here? Wait a minute. Did you get here before me? Also, I locked every entrance. How the fuck did you get into this house? And her response, the logical one, is just to jump on him and bite his neck.
Hell yeah.
See.
I'd do that.
So freaking out, he's just reaching around and there's a wall with like
a piece of scrap wood.
Yeah, some sort of sharp wood poking out that he's able to grab and stabs her in the neck.
This stab in, oh my God. Okay, so this actually pretty logical where he's like, okay, I need to call the cops. I need to turn myself in. I'm on a live stream. I just impaled a piece of wood through this fucking Chrissy's neck. That neck stab was also rad. Like the effects on that,
all the effects are great in this.
All the effects in this, but yeah, if we did not state that before,
all practical,
all practical effects, all amazing, fucking outstanding. Like having the wood out there and then just it pulsating blood and pooling out was like so fucking good. All right, so duct tape goes back around. He duct tapes his bite wound. I like that everything he does is with hand sanitizer and duct tape to every wound he gets from now on. It's so bad. Oh my God.
Well, because he stabbed Christy in the neck and he finds a first aid kit and he
goes back and she's gone.
I'm going to leave a first aid kit right here for you.
Yeah. Oh my God. And then, that's right. And then he hears a rope snap. And he's like, what the fuck was that? And he looks on his iPad and now he sees the ghost of Mildred hanging and blocking the stairwell that he can see on the iPad. But when he looks right in front of him, he cannot fucking see her.
Yeah, that's great. That whole
dude.
Scary stuff.
This entire scene was so good. Like it's okay. So it's cheesy enough in a good way that I didn't think that it was going to scare me as effectively as it did the first time I saw it.
Yeah. You know what
I mean? Where it's like,
that's what we were talking about, where like the horror, like the scariness of it does it really well.
A lot of people think this is very scary. Like one of the things I've seen is people almost didn't realize it was a comedy at all and just were scared by it.
Dude, that's totally. Which is so funny to me because like the humor is just like oozing out of this fucking movie.
Absolutely.
But like, God, yeah, like not seeing her in the POV cam and then just on the other screens is just so fucking good. Because when you have that him holding the iPad up and then down and then up and then down, when she finally pops up after he puts the fucking iPad down, so I shot out of my seat the first time I saw it. It's like that's the most logical conclusion. Like, okay, obviously there's going to be a jump scare.
It's coming.
You know it's coming, and then even when it still hits, you're like, fucking god damn it. Oh, then we also get one of the first of many Sean Mildred hand-to-hand combat scenes. And this one is a little better because we get the oh man, he gets his ass kicked and also gets choked out. And then the fucking ongoing theme of this gnarly ass finger digging right into his fucking nose is so gross to me.
I didn't really care for it the first time I saw it, I feel like. But now it just makes me laugh. I'm like, here we go.
Oh, totally. It's like, it's so funny because like, I guess it's just how, it's just Mildred's being gnarly, but it's like, I never thought that I would see a nose picking scene be that like gross.
Squeamish.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Watching like, oh fuck. Especially the later one where her fucking finger expands is like, no.
So good.
Hated it. Also, the other theme of her getting thrown down the stairs. She gets thrown down the stairs a lot, and God, the slapstick towards the end of this movie with going downstairs. He tries getting the key out of the cellar and realizes it's not the key that originally he had. It's like a smaller one, which leads him. Oh God, him pulling the fingernail out of his nostril.
That's grody.
Oh
that's
my!
The goo stuff.
Oh, that is the goo
stuff
goo
right there.
Oh my God! Like
must have felt good to get out of there.
Oh, totally. What?
Yeah.
Just
felt that when you said it.
that like pop right out of his nostril is like.
That's the goo stuff.
At this point, it's full freak out mode and like trying to kick the windows and trying to get the fuck out of the lower part of the house. Again, we get the audience participation of being like, dude, that key opens the box. We get a picture of Mildred. And this is the sudden realization that, oh my God, Mildred's Chrissy. Chrissy is Mildred.
Oh,
right.
No.
If you didn't know.
If you didn't already know, which you
here it is explicitly
explained to you with her dried up, gnarly ass severed finger.
Hey, she gives this movie a 1.
Just a 1. Okay, so this scene coming up, I laughed for a solid 5 minutes when this scene kind of came to fruition. He grabs the rope from downstairs. Then he runs up. He runs up to the nursery to the open window. He ties the rope to one of like the side of the bed.
Right.
And then right before he's about to do anything else, he sees a lump under the sheets that skitters so fast towards him. Holy fucking shit. Him screaming like a 5-year-old, running out of that room and then clotheslining himself and just so eating shit. Oh my God. I've never had a guttural comedy reaction like that since like the John Candy, Steve Martin scene in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, where they go through the two semis and turn into skeletons, and John Candy's Satan, and like it comes out of nowhere and makes no. Oh my God, Satan, that one I almost peed myself.
Wow,
same response.
Warning.
Oh God, yeah, this is a Ross diaper warning. You will fucking. I laughed.
Real tired of the face. If you heard the last episode.
All right, so admitting defeat.
So wait,
go
real quick. I think before, just because in the order of my notes, it's before then. So I think that's a great scare, actually, when you see the lump and then it starts to like move at him. I think that's very effective. But the kid sends the video about how that symbol is a Hamsa, but it's hard to recognize because it was done with ancient like style, and you can tell because the hands and the eyeball. So he's telling him how that thing he destroyed was protecting the house. I'm assuming that happens before that part based on my notes.
I think so. Maybe. Because the next one that I get, he runs to the closet and the professor who teaches Latin translates what he said during the the seance.
Yeah, so that would be before then. Because all I want to say about that kid's video is I love it. It's like, anyway, I like love your videos. I think you're a really good guy, and people are way too sensitive these days. And like Sean just cuts it off there. And that really gets me that this 12-year-old kid is saying that.
Oh,
like, this is the problem. Here's the heart of the problem.
That's the heart of the problem right there. All right, yeah. So he gets back to his hidey hole in the closet, and he gets more audience participation videos. And basically, what the professor says is that he openly sold his soul or traded his soul over to Mildred, as and I quote, "I give thee my soul and forfeit my will."
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I like the. I also like the kid, like the professor's kid, basically like kind of summarizing what it is, like kind of the MacGuffin of the movie. It's like, oh, well, I think Mildred's ghost drove people depressed and crazy. And then when they were at their lowest, like told them to repeat that and then just murdered them. I like that came from like a 9-year-old. Mm-hmm. Oh, God.
And then Sean starts like, questioning if, I think this is where we get, this is when he tells us that he regrets
the apology.
Just doing
this is like, yeah. So we
video.
learned why Sean got canceled in the first place. He did like racist bits about like trying to get smuggled over the border, and then he fought a homeless man and wound up like putting him in the hospital.
Right.
It's still a little unclear at this point, right? We just know that it's like something to do with a homeless. They say he put a homeless man in the hospital, and that he's like.
He also got because nobody brings up that I got acquitted. I think we probably get a little more of an explanation of what happened if Mildred wasn't also under the sheets and then bites him in the dick.
Oh, I love that part.
Guilty. It's like, so this whole bit sums up why I love this movie so much. Like, you get his character, like, just being sort of this representation of things, but in a comical way, but real people in this world. And then immediately we get a fantastic jump scare and a bite on the crotch. It's like the goo and the comedy and the fright and all of it.
It's all
rolled into one. It's very Chuddly.
That is Chuddly.
Single 100%.
Like we talk about in other
that's the Chuddle roll
horror comedies that we've covered on the pod, is that it's that like you either get it's a little too horrific with a little bit of humor, or it's really funny and that actually takes away from the humor. And this one, they're like literally neck and neck the entire time. Like when something super scary happens, it's either buffered by something kind of like really funny, or if something really funny happens, then you get the shit scared out of you like 30 seconds after that bit. And neither one of them feel lesser than as you're going through the movie. Like I feel like they're at the exact same pace and speed.
I agree.
I concur.
Beautiful.
So he jumps directly out the fucking window because he completely just does not even give a shit about the rope at this point and just swan dives out of this fucking second story. The meat thump.
Yeah.
As he lands and that camera out back catches him. Oh, huge gash in his leg. And then I like that his fans tell him to clean it. So he takes out his tiny ass little safety kit and he just hand sanitizer on the Q-tip.
Douses a Q-tip.
Like a cotton swab.
Sticks it in the hole.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So yeah, he's hearing noises. He goes right to his car. He realizes, oh fuck, I threw the goddamn spark plugs out. He goes into the woods to retrieve them, and that's where we see like I just refer to it as Ratman. It's not Ratma.
Baby Ratma.
Oh, I have him as worm creature.
That's weird. I've always thought of him as a worm, and then the last viewing of it, he looks like he's on like 4 legs like a rat. It's very weird. I don't know. I gotta freeze it again. Because you just see his big old head at the end, but like
turn. That is such a good scare, and I love the character design of this creature.
God, yeah.
It's like I want a shirt that's the monsters of Deadstream.
That would be a dope shirt.
I want a little stuffed animal.
little plushie.
Oh, I want him to live with me.
I want him to be my best friend.
Ooh, Biffle?
I want him to do a podcast with me.
Damn it, I was going to say it.
All right. So Sean fucking just completely loses his shit, runs the opposite direction, and walks directly into a cop, which he's been desperately asking his fans to call for like the last 15 minutes. Thank God. Just kidding. It's actually a ghost.
Yeah, very quickly we find out not a cop.
And he fucking, I like when he
gets the deep ghost voice.
You're like, oh God. I like that he says bitch in this, and he goes, strike one, shit. Oh my God. All right. So he gets to his car, grabs a squeegee to protect himself. He can't see out the window, so he makes Beef Cam. Beef Cam, a Slim Jim with duct tape and a GoPro on the side of it.
Is that your favorite name?
You know, okay, close second is Mildred Cam, to be totally honest. Mildred. Yes, there you go. Yeah. I feel that one was like
Mildred was my first guess, but now when you first said it, I was thinking Mildred, but then when we got to Beef Cam, I was like,
Beef Cam's pretty good. I mean, because Beef Cam is the shot that Beef Cam gets is real good. The cop is actually the guy that died in the bedroom that they talked about earlier on. And I like the line when Sean first hugs the cop. He's like, "They got you here, blah blah blah." He's like, "You're never gonna hear me say another thing about the bad thing about the police. I swear." Because that's right. One of his earlier ones, he hucks an egg at cops, and then like his thing is to run away from cops.
Run away from the cops. And one of those cops was a producer on the film who did like a ton of shit for the movie. Jared Cook.
Oh, Mr. Cook.
Jared Cook. Apparently, this house is haunted as well. And
Sam was pretending to not know his name because we don't want
really
to like
give out
talk about how good of friends we are with these people.
Right.
No, I completely understand that.
But they thought the house was really haunted as well, and Jared Cook specifically, I guess, had some encounters.
Oh, we also get Hetty, the nanny that used to live in the house, is the Hamza lady. So she talks about putting it in there, and then oh my God, he goes, "No, Grandma, he destroyed it," and she just goes, "Oh shit, he's gonna die."
Yeah, he's fucked.
He's fucked. And I like this simultaneously. The zombie cop is slowly crawling towards the car. Fucking goo. Ugh. So she basically says all kind of rituals require some kind of sacrifice of flesh. But before they can really flush that out, he finds a potato gun. And we get...
Well, he finds it because the guy is like banging on the...
Oh, yeah. And also a statue of himself
window.
Ripped as a bobblehead is fantastic. This entire scene of the potato gun shooting the hole through the cop and then sliding down is just so fucking funny.
It's so good.
One of my favorite bits, yeah.
Oh, no.
It's so gross and so funny. And the design... The character design, the execution, the effects, like it's all works for me. It all really works McCockles.
Yes. Oh, totally. 100%. And I think what's great about the spirits, ghouls, goblins, whatever you want to call them in this movie, is that they all sound like, okay, so they all have a continuity of like style, but they're all very individually creepy in their own right. As in, like, I could tell that, like, they all...
It's all the same artist, but they're all unique.
100%.
Right.
That's what kind of makes it really cool. So, like, it would have been a little weirder to have, like, them all moderately kind of, like, looking the same, like other haunted house movies tend to do.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Good point, Ross.
Hey, there's just... All those little monsters are just unique snowflakes. He has no idea if he's still streaming.
I bet Sean would call them snowflakes. Sorry, go on.
Oh shit! No, you're right. You're right. Although he's starting to turn around, he's like, I don't want to die like this. I don't want to be remembered as a douchebag. He will be remembered as a douche. He just doesn't want to be remembered as a douchebag.
Sure.
Oh, he hasn't gone back in the house.
No, not yet. This is where he finds the the journal entry and the piece of paper that has the ritual that Mildred did. So he realizes that
copy strike.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Copy strike. He realizes that Mildred has been killing these people, keeping their souls, and been making them memorize her poetry. She's basically just trying to find a fucking audience. And the more soul she gets, the more powerful she becomes. And then, yes, we get fucking copy strike. Internet. I'm gonna fucking copy strike the shit out of her. So instead of trying to,
of course, Sean can only think about it in the terms of like his of Sean centric,
100%.
You know what I mean?
And so instead of trying to exercise the house, the route that you would normally think your protagonist would do, he's like, no, fuck that. If I sell my soul to Satan, I can take Mildred's soul on top of all the other souls that are in this house, and then I'll get mine back by proxy. I like that that's his logic for this, where you're like, shit. Like, that's, even if you win, this isn't going to end well.
Right.
And then oh my God, let's demonetize this bitch is one of the funniest YouTube quotes you could possibly have in that kind of scenario.
Sure.
Sure.
Honestly, that line in particular has never particularly worked for me.
I felt that was more of like the gusto for his fans, although he has no idea if he's actually getting recorded or not. Although he does ask to get the thing translated, because if he's like, if you can actually see this, fucking please translate this for me by the time I get back in the house. I will have to say, also one of my favorites, shots in this film is the silver dagger tied to the stick to make a spear, and then we get my God, spear cam is fucking amazing.
Very Evil Dead.
So Evil Dead.
About another like homage, you know what I mean? Whenever you just see that dagger and it's moving around going, it's tough. It makes you think it's on there. Fromage. That's right. So he has the fromage. So he's got the silver dagger spear. He grabs hypodermic needles left by the happy heroin addicts and then fills them with holy water. And then he also grabs the meat cleaver for good measure. So he's fucking locked and ready to go. And in the words of my manager, you've taken things too far. Wait, hold on. So in the words of my manager, you've taken things too far, much too far. Yeah. So right before he says that, because that's at the bottom of the stairs, he's walking through just a room downstairs, and you see the feet slide up into the ceiling.
Yes.
In the background behind
that's
him.
Awesome.
And that is one of the, like, that might be my favorite creepy moment from this. That is just so unsettling and so quick and just kind of in the background, you know, like. I love that.
It does, because
also going back to the worm guy, I love how much we don't really see him.
Totally. It's just like a blob
or whatever.
It's just like a quick blip, and mostly of the weird contorted puppet face thing of that
face. Yeah.
So he goes upstairs to the safe room, and he's definitely still streaming. They've translated the spell for him, and this is we get an actual apology out of him. So, like, he's
long, genuine apology,
huge,
heartfelt.
As much as a douche can say an apology, he's
like, go ahead.
He starts really good, and then he kind of fucks the landing up because he just. Also, I want to apologize to the minorities. I'd like to dedicate this to the blacks and Mexicans. Is so tone deaf. And like,
well, yeah,
he's trying to make amends as much as an idiot or as a douche can. You know what I mean? Like, this is the best we're gonna get from Sean.
Yeah, he has the whole thing about his like, but I apologize for ever thinking of the ideas, and I was culturally insensitive, crossing the border. That's not funny. Da da da. So it goes through his whole thing. The minorities is a bit earlier because I feel like it loses some of the punch at the end when he's like, in fact, I'd like to dedicate this broadcast to the blacks and Mexicans.
And you're like, oh my God, stop it.
Which raises the question, does Sean sort of unfixably suck?
I think
isn't necessarily a bad guy, but he's just like so ignorant and self-centered, like, or what is he really? Or do I, because I enjoy his character so much, like I'm trying to find a reason for him to not be a bad guy? I
think something that plays is that we know it's a characterization of this type of thing. Yes. So it's funny. We feel okay laughing when he's funny.
Of.
Yeah. Right. Like if this person really existed, I don't think. I mean, they do exist, and I don't think we watch necessarily their videos.
Yeah. We're not into them, right?
We're not into that because 9 times out of 10, it's like, at the beginning of the video where they are saying like, oh, I don't know what the rules are anymore, that type of shit. And we would just make this as stupid. Like, I don't care if there's something that might make me giggle because it's like whatever potty humor. Totally. But because I think in the context of this movie, we're more accepting of it, maybe.
Right. Yeah. Because
that makes sense.
No, 100%.
It's like a lampooned version of YouTuber.
Totally. Mm-hmm. Like you're kind of in behind where it's like he's such a character or a chimera of real life YouTubers and streamers that have all kind of gone through these ebbs and flows of like getting canceled and then trying to reclaim their fame. Like seeing these in real motion, you see, you're like, okay, so like I'm going to take like 40% of what he's saying is actual truth. Although what is fun about Deadstream though is by the time he's been broken, beaten, and bruised, this is the most genuine you're probably going to get out of him.
You can clear that's the other thing. It seems clear like he's kind of okay with being. It's not like he kind of maybe wants to learn or whatever. He has the whole thing. Truth is, I know I've been crossing the line for a while now. I don't know why, blah 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 blah. And like you're like, all right, maybe. So because we get that glimpse of like maybe he can be better, but then immediately undercuts it. Like I'm curious what you guys think. Do we think he can be better? Do we think he's just a bad guy? I know we all like him. I think in the context of this.
No, I think inherently no. Because for me personally, like his best case scenario is still selling his soul to Satan to get his ends meet. Yeah. You know what I mean? Where it's like,
I think he's a little too he's
way too self-centered.
Not even self-centered, greedy, egotistical, whatever it is. Ego probably, I think is the big thing.
Totally. Where it's like, I get where he's coming from.
To really care about other people.
Totally. Where he's just like, it's mostly his retaliation is scorched earth and not just like, okay, I need to figure a way to exercise this or do this. I mean, obviously it's the best case of the most worst case scenarios for him where it's like, well, I either get killed and I become this like entity in this house for all of eternity, having to listen to Mildred's poetry, or I could technically sell my soul to Satan and then just become landlord of all of these other ghosts. Okay. So now we do get Spear Cam and he just screams, Mildred, my soul is waiting. And I like how he tries flushing her out. Is just starts fucking making fun of her poetry in the hallway. So like we hear her growling at first. And then,
that first thing, when he first is like, that stinks, or he's like, that's pretty good. Psych. And on the other side of the door, you hear like
like hissing and shit. Oh my God. This is where we get the fucking, the conjoined twin kid ghost in the nursery.
I love when he's approaching the kid. He's like, hey, buddy, I think we can both agree that mommy's a little bit nuts, right?
Totally. And I give him credit. He does salt the door on the way out. So he's like, okay, at least maybe this thing is contained in this room. And then I love the banter between Mildred and Sean where he's like, you come get me. And then she goes, you come get me. And he goes,
you come get
me. Opposite. So Cornerman's also the hallway.
Like 2 kids going at it.
Oh my God. And him like seeing Cornerman in there, can't see him, and then thrusts the fucking spear at him, goes, ha! And then all of a sudden you see the spear turn around. And he's like, oh shit. And then just stabs him in the leg.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, fuck.
Great.
Also,
that sequence is so cool.
One of my favorite lines in this is he hucks the garlic at the fucking Corner Man. It doesn't work. And then he screams, garlic is bullshit!
Garlic is bullshit!
Okay, so now we get the bathroom scene. Lights go out. Sean, I want you to meet someone. Now he's actually possessed. Now, This was actually
This is so cool.
good. Where he's in the bathtub. Yeah. He has completely white over eyes. What was that from the editor? Blind hysteria.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
Hysterical blindness.
Yeah, he gets editor version of hysterical blindness, and then makes him eating the eyeball out of it.
So,
just go
yeah.
This is great.
Yeah, it's yummy.
Oh my god!
Again, it's so gross and so funny at the same time. Like, I don't know if I found it funny the first time I saw it. Actually, it might have just been gross, but now I'm kind of like squeamish and giggling at the same time, which is my wheelhouse.
Oh, dude, 100%. Especially the fact where like he's like possession getting drowned in the water and telling her no and like stop. And I like that how he by the power of Sean and him screaming, "I am the influencer," he snaps himself out of fucking this possession. And bingo surprise, there's also a fucking bloated corpse in the bathtub. This one, okay, so out of all of them, I think Bathtub Ghost it's weird. It's the gooeyest, but also the hokiest out of all of them. And I'm like totally fine with it. Like out of the rubberness, the Bathtub Ghost was the most rubber for me, but it was also the gooeyest, which made me love it even more. Because like
I think it's wetness through it is very gooey. It's wetness, like I don't know. It puts some edge on for me.
Totally. 100%. Oh my god, just dude, him wrapping the sheet and hitting the hypodermic needle into this thing's fucking head and then it like kind of like convulsing a little bit and then dying was great. Then he takes the sheet off and he's about to do this fucking monologue. And then the head explodes and the fucking, the coagulated pus goo all over, sharded all over that man's face.
Off yellow, white, creamy
and like
grossness.
His face matches my face when I saw that. I was like, oh.
His expression there is played so brilliantly. Like, especially for some reason, him just like sort of not doing anything. And the way he turns and gets out of the tub, it is comedically on point. And I can't like quite identify what's going on either, but I love it.
It's so fucking good.
So that was a real person, or that it was a person that comes up in the suit that was fighting Sean.
Yeah.
And then they only had that suit and they wanted to do the exploding head thing. So after they made sure that they had shot that, they like cut open the head, because it was like a rubber mask, part of the whole suit.
Yeah.
And cut it on all sides so that it could explode, and then glued it back together, like filled it up with shit, glued it back together to make it explode. And they had to do it a few times, but it kept getting harder to glue back together because it was
just
in a bathtub and everything was wet and it had all the stuff in it. Like,
sure.
I love that. Well, I mean, the shot they got was fucking great.
You need to. Brian and I both have the steel case of this, and you really should get it too, because you would really appreciate the special effects.
100%. I feel like the guy who's hosting this week, I probably should have done that a few weeks ago. I'm now realizing that.
Well, we just got it because we were like, steel case of Deadstream. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's do this. Speaking of let's do this, Sean throws the journal in the middle of the hallway to catch Mildred. This is where we get the second fight and the cleaver to the fucking forehead, and the dead cam.
Love it.
Mildred POV is great, by the way.
I think it's right before then or right after then, when she comes into the room where Sean is, before she comes in there. It might be with the cleaver in her head.
Yeah.
But she finds a tape player on the ground and picks it up and starts playing it before sneaking in the room.
Yeah, dude, she wants her own soundtrack at this point. God. Oh, dude. And then,
it must be with the camera, because otherwise how would I have seen that? I guess it could have been a hallway.
No. It was because she puts it on and then goes into the safe room. And that's when we get Sean Donald ducking it to knock her out.
Yeah. Because he has set up his pants to look like he's hiding somewhere.
Yes.
And then pops up with a chair
and knocks her out,
something like that.
Yeah, and then ties her up onto his own hand of satanic glory on the ground. He does the ritual. Doesn't work because he didn't do a sacrifice. Mildred gets out. Oh my God, dude. Okay, so this entire fucking scene, especially in POV, where she succumbs, like she fucking overbears, like wrestles him, sticks her finger up his fucking nose, gets it pulled out, and then it keeps on stretching to get into his nose. Was like, yeah. Ugh.
So that was one of the special effects guys' ideas. Like, they had the finger gag, and he was like, I think he already had to make like a fake hand, and he was like, I could make the finger extend, so we could do a gag where you pull the finger out.
And it keeps on trying to like
forward. Yeah. And they're like, that's awesome. Let's do it.
It's fucking hell yeah. Oh, and then like the rapidness of it, because we get the giant finger coming up the nose, the bug spray in the face, few face slaps, and then gets waterboarded with his own piss. Is fucking so gross. And then him screaming, and then just a mouthful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nasty. I don't want to be waterboarded. Definitely don't want to be waterboarded with my own pee.
With your own pee? That'd be fucking terrible. Even worse than when he rips the tape off of her and rips off like part of her cheek and her lips.
Oh, I love that.
So good. We also get to the other scene that made me audibly laugh out loud for a solid 3 minutes. They're both crawling to get away from he's trying to crawl to get away from her. She's crawling after him. He falls down the stairs. Kind of funny.
So deleted scene that would have been much better for the falls down the stairs. Yeah. It's this scene, and the alternate version is he gets to the stairs and climbs on his backpack and yells toboggan, and then goes down the stairs, and then still just ends up falling down the stairs. But
that's
I was like, why did they not use that?
God, I love that. And I like that from his perspective, you just hear it in the background. But was it her saying, I'm coming to get, and then you I think I rewinded that at least wonderful. Like 3 times just to fucking hear that, because you don't see her fall, but like just the fucking auditory gag of her falling is so good.
So silly.
So yeah, he says his goodbyes to the internet. Sorry I let you down. And then he realizes cult rituals require a sacrifice of flesh. He remembers her fucking bony ass finger. So he's about to put a ripple in her pond water. He does the ritual while she's coming up and hacks his own finger off. Okay, so I know we kind of flirted with it. I think maybe the boil down. Is it a gore pit or a hell pit? Because it's water. It's like blood. Like she gets...
I called it a gore pit. I said, well, I questioned it. I said, Mildred sucked into gore pit?
Yeah, see, mine was gore / hell pit. Because she's getting sucked to hell, but it's like lagoon of blood.
I think it's a gross... I think it's a gooey hell mouth. It's like the hell mouth is.
Well, it's certainly otherworldly. I don't think it's just a gore pit underneath the house.
Oh no! Well, it was bone. It's the same vent where he picked the key up. So it's like it's bone dry in there, except when it opens into a portal, which is just I guess hell is a giant blood world.
So just the portal
watch with
be.
Blood World.
Oh, Blood World
stuff.
Oh yeah, we did. We did a. You guys did. Well, I saw it, but I lightning strike.
Perspective.
Get it. Yeah.
Perpetrator.
Blood magic. All right, so hey, Sean wins. Well, kind of, sort of. I mean, he does technically win against Mildred, but now his soul-bound ghost buddies start coming out of the woodworks.
Soul-bound ghost buddies. There's the sequel.
Right. I like that he goes, I did it. No, we did it. Suck on that, Huffington Post. And then we get the gaggle of ghosts that come through, and then that fucking great scene. He opens the door and Rat Worm Man's fucking puppet head comes out. End of broadcast. Ugh. Fantastic.
Deadstream.
Do you guys have any extra notes you guys want to throw in before we move on to the next thing?
No.
All right, then.
I was thinking about it, and I've decided that I shall also not participate in any additional thoughts.
All right. Well, yeah. All right. And we're back.
Still here.
Thanks for our energy drinks.
I got water.
I got water. What are you guys talking about?
I got the patrons.
I got our sponsored energy drink.
You can't know we drink water.
How dare they? All right, y'all. Would we survive this Deadstream?
I think it's possible.
I do.
Are we all there at once?
Yes. I think we would have. Yes, I think we could survive if we didn't do the Latin incantation. Because at that point, no matter what happened, your soul signed over to Mildred.
Sure. And so what does that mean? When you die, you got to go learn her poetry?
Stuck in the house, I guess? Or, I mean, she's probably going to try to kill you on sight. I don't know. I mean, and the survivability, I think, would maybe if we didn't do Latin. I don't know. What do you think, Bry Guy?
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, the soul selling over, for me, I'm more thinking about, I guess I was just thinking about escaping the house. But I definitely would have held a firmer line than Sean and been like, no, I'm not going to say that. Actually, I would not do that because I'd totally be like, this fucking bullshit isn't real. And then I'd give my soul away.
Right.
Exactly. You would do it in a heartbeat.
I'm super curious how and why okay, so if one Hamza put Mildred at bay moderately to not like really manifest herself, I'd be putting Hamzas all over that fucking house, like nonstop. Like if that like kind of toned her down, right. Having like a fuck ton of them in every room, I feel would be like, I don't know. At least that's how I would try to survive it. Once knowing that was like the thing that kept her at bay, I would be blood writing all over the place.
Yeah.
Blood writing.
I don't know if it's
gang signs.
I don't know if it's possible, but how do we make this movie gooier, and does it need to be gooier?
Definitely not. Perfect amount of goo.
I think it's an adequate amount of goo.
I think it's perfect.
I think the only one that I could see having just a little more goo, the potato gun impaling, where it's like he kind of slides down, but if he slid down with goo and stuff dripping off him onto Sean, I feel like it just that extra 10% goo. You know what I mean? Besides that, no other notes.
Fair indeed.
I guess, oh man, I guess the baddie's Mildred. On a villain level, 1 to 10, what are you guys giving Mildred?
6. 3 for both. Mm-hmm. Iconography and power level. I guess I'm the only one with thoughts here.
No. Okay, so for me, was iconography was like a 3, and then power level was a 4. And the only reason for 4 is that like she kind of like has souls at bay and also can visually manipulate her surroundings. Like she posed as a groupie for almost half the movie. You know what I mean? Like I feel.
I was debating on my iconography. My power level, I'm going to put around a 3 probably. And I think iconography, maybe a 3.5, so a 6.5. Just because I think her power level is very limited, though. I mean, a simple Hamza was able to keep her at bay for such a long time, and then
that's very true.
She's pretty easily defeated.
She's easily defeated.
She is powerful, but
it's contained to this house.
Yeah, that is very true.
So no, you're not the only one with thoughts.
That seems that way.
It won't to them.
This is a loosey-goosey, weird episode, but
it's super,
I'm having fun.
And this is our Deadstream live stream of the episode. Totally uncut. Does it deserve a sequel? And what's kind of the sequel that you guys want to see? I'm tweaking the last part of the question. I feel like we're kind of humming over before war sequel. I just like the sequel ideas.
We said we changed it. We changed it prior to now.
Oh.
Anyway,
Tweaky. Oh, tweaky.
It sounded like you also had an answer.
No. I was waiting on you guys.
Oh. Yeah. So great movie. Sequel would not bother me at all. But make it not a found footage and go with kind of the idea of the whatever you said, soul buddy, ghost friends or whatever. So what it is, Sean is still an egomaniac and trying to make money. Now he lives in this place with ghosts. He's going to turn that place into an attraction. And now it's like Sean Ruddy's haunted house of horrors.
A bed and breakfast.
See,
absolutely.
I want to go in a completely different direction in the sense that we're going to follow, like, we're going to get shit on the corner, man. And it's actually just going to turn into a real horror movie. It's not like a horror comedy anymore.
Genuine.
It's just a genuine horror. Like we get the Deadstream like universe. So we get like different like offshoots of things. Maybe we get another little funny thing in some other area. But like, yeah, I like the idea of like following
through. I think for mine, I think the sequel, Sean survives, and he does another live stream. But this time it's some other, like it's Bigfoot or something like that. Like you could do almost like a series of films where like he's going up against something else. Like this event caused him to be a salt lick for a bunch of other crazy shit. So like
paranormal.
Just something weird, either
supernatural,
either cryptozoology or I don't know, something funky.
That'd be fun because it's like a totally different sort of subgenre, you know.
Totally. You guys got a band name?
No.
I'm still.
I had one.
You said something earlier.
Yeah, I'm still going with Mildred's Meat Cleaver.
What was it? There was something else. It was something else. Meat Cleaver as well. Friendship meat fans. I don't remember. We'll remember when we hear the episode. Or
when you hear the episode.
That's what I choose.
Crushing it.
That's what
would you guys buy the soundtrack or score on vinyl? Would you do Sean Carpenter's playlist?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
yes.
for sure.
Yes. I was.
But that's just because I love this movie. I do, and I probably listened to it once, but
right. Just that you had it.
Yeah, just to have.
Totally. I already know the answer to this. Anything action figure worthy. I think any of the everything, any of the ghosts in this movie would be immediately an action figure.
Sean Ruddy, I'd take him. Mildred.
Oh yeah.
I'd take a Christy. I'd fuck it, Chrissy. I'd take them all.
Take them all.
I agree.
Any prop merch
including
you want
the
from the
house playlist? Yeah, I want the extending finger witch. I want Sean's underwear.
I want to. I want beef cam.
Just a frame. That's not weird. I just want it framed on my wall. That's not weird.
Just want it framed up.
I want a vial of the pee.
Oh. Brian,
just on my shelf. It's not weird.
Be freak.
It's not weird. It's just on my shelf. It's not weird.
It's so weird. What are we doing at the midnight show?
It's with all my other pee samples.
It's with my other pee samples.
Not weird.
Midnight show. There's so many things you could do. The only thing that I thought of earlier, which I'm like disappointed in myself for not thinking of more, is whenever things come up, like tossing the spark plugs, the keys, the window, different things like that, having something the audience yells out like, remember that, or it'll come up later. Some silly thing to yell.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Works for me.
All right, guys. I guess we're
still asking one more question.
What's the question?
We did this last time. Would Pearl from X survive?
Oh, yeah. All right. One more question, guys. Would Pearl from X survive?
Or how would she die?
Or, I mean,
let's see.
I think she'd probably
in this old haunted house.
I think the house is unsafe enough that she would just die by tetanus, falling down most of the stairs.
Yeah, if she took the tumbles they took, forget about it.
Done.
Even going out that window to escape. What else? Oh, she hears a thump and has a heart attack and dies. Classic.
Although, do you think that Mildred would take one look at Pearl and be like, you know what? I want an audience. I don't need that for eternity.
It's not like, I don't want a horned up ghost here all the time.
Oh, horny murder ghost?
This is the last.
There's only one of those in this house.
I don't need everyone to be a fan.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, and Pearl would want to take this. I don't know. Pearl, see, she's dying easily. Like, yeah, like Ross said, I think when she's like walking around the outside of the house, she's going to trip and fall on something. But like, the reason Sean survived was ultimately because of his ego. So
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Pearl stands some sort of chance. I think she's dying before she is able to even just like fight off.
Yeah, there's just too many.
No. But if she figures out the ritual,
that neck bite,
done.
Gone.
Yeah,
done.
Just bled out everywhere.
Great.
Perfect. All right, guys. It's time to pull out our rusty from 1956 meat cleavers and get to our Chuddle scale. Now, our Chuddle scale is a rating scale of 0 to 5 fingers. Each finger adds to the score, with more fingers equaling a higher score. And don't forget, you can always chop off half a finger as well as 0 fingers. Bryan?
I won't forget.
Please don't forget.
Forget.
Oh, Howard.
Do you want my rating?
Yeah.
It's 5. It's definitely engaging. Like we said, the first time I did this, I gave it a 4.5, and it's definitely gone up since then.
I'm just going to say it now. Mine's a 5.
Yeah, I think
it's obvious.
It's obvious what we're doing here. But yeah, engaging. Yeah. T-shirtable, we own the T-shirts. It's sticky. It's stuck. It's rewatched many a times now. It's inspirational, whatever the hell are inspirational. Is it inspirational? I like that as a finger. No, I don't. But yeah, 5 from all of us, it seems, right?
Yeah, this is a certified show.
Yeah, this is, I'd put it on anytime. It really works the cockles in so many ways. Totally. Again, like the goo mixed with the humor at the same time, even. I'm all about, I have a shirt, I remember things from it, and
I have the shirt, I want the underwear.
I want that underwear.
Yeah.
Ross, you will be happy to know you can still get the found footage t-shirt. It's still readily available. You can add on a I Heart Beef Cam sticker if you want as well.
You know I'm going to do that.
They got a lot of Wrath of Sean merch out there for this.
That's
all sorts of livid. Mildred is number 1 with a little long finger.
Weird finger.
Doing number 1. Yeah, it's stickers galore. Go check out their shit. Support them anyway.
Yes.
Certified Chuddle, that shit. They're good friends.
Yeah, Certified Chuddle.
We'll get them on there when they got time. We're just,
Yeah.
I don't know. What the fuck were you going to say?
I don't know. Something about this movie being a 5.
It's cool.
I think if I redid my list from last year, this would be number 1.
Move up.
Oh, totally.
Sure.
I think that's what's cool about this movie too, is that I think I'm probably on my
even though they're all 5,
7 or 8,
so it's a good list.
Viewing of this at this point, it's like it's on par. Like, it's not like, with certain ones that you watch, every time you watch it, it kind of like chisels its rating for you little bit by little bit. Like this one, consistent. Like every single time I watch this, I'm having a blast the entire time, even though I know the movie's all the beats,
I agree. Well, I think there's new stuff to notice. At least for me now, I've watched it, I think 5 times now. And the 2 times I did for this, I was still picking up on new things or noticing how new things I didn't notice before about the development that led to things later. Cause you see the obvious stuff, but you pick up more nuanced stuff. It's just, that's a blast.
So that adds it to a very, a small group of movies in this category of certified Chuddles. One of them's a short film called Tree Venge, has a 5, but that joins a Scream, Psycho Goreman, Nightmare on Elm Street, Barbarian, The Signal, Predator, Halloween's on there from 78. Still, just sitting there.
Just floating.
But it definitely deserves its spot up at the top. What do you guys think? What does the club think?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see here. I have it pulled up on my phone wire. Weird said she watched it a little bit ago and says it's a solid 3 without a rewatch. Sticky is 0.5. Several spots she can remember that were cool. T-shirt is a 0.5. 1 or 2 things she thought were worthy images. Rewatchable is a 1. She'll giggle at it consistently. Cockles, I don't know. If being a complete idiot was his goal, he succeeded in spades. I thought he got exactly what he deserved up until the end. And then I'm sure that's not what even though I'm sure that's not what he thought it would be. I'm missing one and can't remember what it is. And that was engaging. Paid attention, didn't miss things. So 3.5 overall. And, but she says she wasn't riveted by the movie.
We also got the witchy.
And she does remember frequent.
Oh,
she does also remember frequent eye rolling and calling him a dumbass or a moron often. Just
nice,
accurate.
Accurate. Ricky Prejean, the witchy Cajun, says this one's a hella gem. I went in knowing and expecting nothing about it, so what I got was a crazy, awesome, hilarious, and surprisingly spooky ride. Now it's definitely in the conversation for best found footage film. I'll skip the categories and go straight to finger chopping because this one gets 5 fingies in the grave, and I want to dedicate this rating to ghost nose picking and tighty whitey sneak attacks.
Ooh.
So
love it.
He loves it.
Yeah, and I it is easily my favorite found footage movie.
I could see that. For you,
yeah.
Makes total sense. The Witch Plavis himself gave it a 5 as well. He said, "I'll write something later if we want."
I like he said, engaging 1, sticky 1, ... 5. It's a 5.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And the Witch Plalix jumped in late, saying that he watched it because of the boiled down and that it's great.
Shit.
Awesome. Nice. All right, guys. I have a final chat GPT thing-a-ding. Would you like to hear it?
Yeah. Would I?
All right, let's get through this wordy salad. Would you rather?
we should ask ChatGPT after we get the question. Be like, can you edit this down a little bit, please? It's a little wordy.
All right. Can you edit this down a tad?
Speaking of editing this down a tad, our friend of the show, Thomas Michael Thomas' new book, Thin Veil and the Cosmos, I think it's called. Thomas Michael Thomas, look him up on Amazon. New book. Get it. He'll be on the show soon.
Perfect. All right, guys. Would you rather spend a night inside the haunted house from Deadstream or live stream an hour exploring the same house, but your viewers influence your decisions and you're unable to help? So wait.
You have to do what they say.
You have to do whatever they say.
I'll spend a night in the house.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going to probably spend the night in the house.
Not leaving my hands into the hands of the internet. Yeah, are you kidding me? Yikes.
ChatGPT was waiting for this question. They're like, oh my God, a haunted house question? I got you.
I got you, dude.
Yes.
I got you.
All right. First part. Do you want to be
Dead
in it?
ass.
Next part.
Yeah. Haunted house all night.
Obviously.
Listeners, if you don't know, ChatGPT often asks us one part of the question about being in a haunted house.
All the time. Every single time. Although this one had way more faith in humanity than humanity does. Where it's like, no, they'll just tell you what to do. It'll be fine. For an hour. No, I will immediately die. I'll die within 10 minutes.
I would never hurt you. That's ChatGPT.
Right. It won't. All right, guys. That does it for the Chuddle Movie Club meeting for tonight. Don't forget about all the places to get at us. Please rate and review us. Be sure to tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a few other friends. Get a Ouija board. Tell a friend, possibly from beyond. Make a new friend from beyond. and tell them to tune into Chuddle the Pod.
I'd love to break into the ghost market, so that sounds.
I think
great.
that's. I mean,
I'm getting some
it's
serious
untapped.
moths.
It's untapped.
I see it, man. Mothman, you let the window open. This is what happens if you leave the window open when the Mothman's around.
And as
it says moth children.
Moth children everywhere. Oh my god. And as you know, we are a movie club, and you club members are the ghosty goodiness
Art knockers
of our of our podcast. So please jump into our Discord, the best place to continue this conversation of the movie, as well as other fans and past guests of the show haunt it as well.
Yeah.
You can follow at Chuddle the Sam on Letterboxd for his movie opinions and suggestions. You can follow me at Ross Purvis on Instagram, and you can find Bryan lurking in the dark oubliette that is our Discord because he loves you. Yeah. Until next time.
Avoid the time loop.
Avoid the time loop.